Yes, sir. Okay, did you find the answers for this question? Sorry. Any one of you, what's the answer of this? Please tell. Yo, speak up. Who wanna speak up? Just turn your microphone, so don't be shy. Means, can anyone explain the answers? I'm asking for this. Means how the
You're
answers.
asking which zone will work? You mean
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Means
So my guess is, I guess will work. The first one could
okay.
work because it's in the premium in my eyes, and maybe the second one, and even a third one could work. I think.
No, means the one you said because of the premium zone, and what about the third one? Okay, what about the explanations for the second and third? I think so. You guys are a little bit confused about this. So should I explain it now? I
I
think so.
guess so. You
Nobody's
can explain it for everybody. It will
okay.
be
Nobody's
clear.
gonna. Okay. So first of all, we will use the Fibonacci retracement till there. Okay. We will delete all the means discount areas which is below our 50% retracement. So 4 and 5 are eliminated because they are in the discount area. We are left with 1 and 3. Okay. So the second will not work because it is like an inducement or fake out. Because what happens is this kind of zones are usually, or most of the times, not every time, but most of the time, these type of zones are like fake out. Means these are liquidity. This is liquidity. Okay, and if you see a zone like this, if you see a zone like this, which created some liquidity before, like where's the tangle? Like here's the liquidity, and it gave a break of structure to upside. Means a liquidity sweep or break of structure, whatever you wanna say. And this would be a good supply zone. Means a strong supply zone because it hunted this liquidity before the move. Any questions about this?
Speaking about the first example, which mentioned that there is a trap liquidity, but if it's swept, can we use it or not? For example, the high is swept, and then we look for shorts. It it is possible or not in this
Means
scenario?
the high, this high is swept.
Yeah.
Means like you are saying just like this.
Yes.
Okay, so you will find a supply zone, means below it or above than it. Now this supply zone means like this supply is tapped and then it will go down. This is
Okay.
most of the time. This is liquidity. Sorry. So let's move to this. And the second zone is also eliminated, and the third zone is in a Fibonacci retracement. Above means above the 50%, and above the number one is above 0.79. So we will look for confirmations on either this area. If we got confirmations on the number 3, we will enter, and if we got confirmations on number 1, that would be too much better, because this is the like this this is the supply zone, and this would be our like POI, means anything you can say, imbalance or something like that. Any question in this?
Isn't that the same supply zone, or we can call it supply zone as POI, like point of
Yeah, you can
interest,
call it. You can also
or
call it
there
supply
is
zone.
okay.
If you got confirmations, wherever you got confirmations, you can enter from there. This is how refining zones. This is how to refine zones. And some of I think so, a member was saying like, just hold on for a second. Like he said, like 1 hour time frame. It is difficult to refine zones in 5 minute time frame. I don't know where. Mm. So I don't know where the message went, but I have yeah here. I have a confusion and confirmation entry. Suppose we are in a 1 hour POI in a bullish case, and we take entries in 5 minute time frame, and we got POS to upside in 5 minute time frame, and then if we got many 5 minute demand zones, which one will be valid? So this type of means scenario is used to define zones. Okay, so if you see a inducement like liquidity sweep to upside a breakout structure, that zone is good to go. Otherwise the supply zone means the demand zone below every zone is good to go. Do you have any question? Means anybody of you?
So basically, we have to be sure if the area
We have
before
to
creating like a
can you repeat it?
yeah, I can. So basically, to be sure that our zone is valid before it's created, it should be liquidity swept, right? To be
Yeah,
sure, like you
yeah,
said in this example. Okay.
yeah. Let me show you just one example. Like I can't find only one example like that, or USD. Okay, so this was basically what happened. So what happened was, like, here was the liquidity sweep. So here was liquidity, okay, and it swept this liquidity. Either this was liquidity too, but what happened was liquidity, this whole was liquidity. Let me just go to go charting, then you can understand it properly. or USD. No. Okay, brother also explain internal breakup structure versus external breakup structure. Some are confused. So please share your trading style with us. Thanks. Okay, I will keep it in the mind. Let's go to 4-hour time frame. Let's start it from like here. So if you can see, this was whole liquidity. Okay, and there was a double bottom liquidity here. So it swept it like this, means this both low bottoms are liquidate, means swept. Means these both liquidity are swept. Like what happened was, go to the path and something like this. This was double bottom liquidity. It was liquidity, a break of structure to downside, and we have liquidity there. So this would be a good zone to take trade in. Let's go to Honda and see what happens. We see a break of structure to downside. Either this low was also swept, but see what happens. So this would be a good zone to take trade in. Okay, means this is a good zone. Demand and let's see. So it tapped in it and went up. See, all the buy side liquidity is swept, means a break of structure there. We had liquidity pending like below above bar zone, and it was swept in just one and went up like huge momentum. This is how you can refine zones, means after finding like a zone like this which swept the liquidity or a break of structure. Any questions in this? How to refine this? How to, means whatever your question is.
In that case, we don't wait for a confirmation, any type of confirmation.
I think so. There was no
Okay,
confirmations,
okay, okay, okay.
but
Okay,
I
that's
just
good.
told you how to refine zones. Means this
Okay,
is how you can refine zones. There was no
okay,
confirmations because most of the times odd USD doesn't gives confirmations most of the times. And if you see, the confirmations was like the liquidity pending above the
accept.
demand zone. So
Okay,
most of you guys say that sometimes price taps in our demand zone, it doesn't give confirmation and directly goes up. So the confirmations are like this. There was no confirmation because there was liquidity pending below above your zone. means this was the liquidity, this was our demand. It tapped in, and these were the confirmation, means a liquidity pending up your demand zone. This swept means this liquidity is swept and it went up directly. So try to find confirmations like this too, means liquidity sitting above your zone or below your zone is also a type of confirmation. Try to find it. So is this clear how to define zones? If you want some more, means more examples, I can give you two. Any of you? Just speak up, boys. Do you have any question?
No.
Okay. Explain point means which point? Yes, I need more example. Okay. No. Hello, sir. Explain point. What type of point are you saying? Can you repeat? Means how? Okay, so let me show you some more examples. Okay. I saw one in GBP USD. Here, GBP USD. Rwanda. Let's go here. I need to focus on diagram. Okay, I got you. I will drop the diagrams after this, means after this class. So if you see, this is liquidity, okay? This is liquidity, and price is in bullish phase. Means like a thing. It's going a break of structure here. Delete it. So we see a break of structure or a liquidity sweep. Break of structure, either a liquidity sweep, whatever you want to say it, okay? So I but never touch our zone set and breaks the structure on lower time frame. Should we enter on wait for the confirmations? Okay, just wait for it. I will explain it and just let me finish this. So we see a good demand zone or like something like that here. Just wait for the price to come. And so if you see this, this was also a breakout structure, okay? Or either you can say it liquidity as it is double bottom, but if you wanna say it breakout structure, you can say it breakout structure, okay? We will take the zone in 1 day time frame, because in 4 hour it's not like 1 day time frame. Okay, there was a zone. We will be using GAN box here. because the zone is too big and the zone is in 1 day time frame. Either you can find it by going to the 4 hour time frame, like delete it, and like refining is like just go to this zone can also work. Okay, means this is the demand and this is, you can say it, liquidity. So if you see, we see a liquidity pending here, means this was the liquidity, it swept it down like here. So what happened was it went here, from here it did a 50% retracement like till there, and then after 50% retracement it went up again. Let me draw something. It went up like till here, then down, then up, then down, then up, then it will go to a zone. Fibonacci from here, 50% retracement done. Okay, Fibonacci from here, 50% retracement done. It went down. See how it went up after, means tapping the zone. So this is how you will refine zones. Means this kind of zone is like very much strong. It's too strong. If you find a zone like this, means price created liquidity and swept it, that zone is too strong to take trades in. Means there was also no confirmations there in the lower time frame, I think so. In this demand there was no, because this was the news time, means here was something like a FOMC news. Do you have any doubts in this?
No doubts, but maybe as one of our member mentioned, can we go through what is external break of structure and which is internal? Because some of us maybe have a confusion, so it will be easier to identify.
Yeah, I'm saying that just tell me your doubts. I will be going through that. So you are saying that you want to know what is an internal break of structure and what is an external break of structure. Okay.
Yeah, basically to know the dealing range, Some of us said it in the chat. You can
How could
look.
we know where we need confirmations on where not? Just wait. I will tell you. Internal break of structure. We should go to the.
We can also go to Euro USD maybe. No?
Okay, let's go to Euro USD. Late 13 drawings and. Let's say it here. Okay. Like we are having one demand here. Wait, let me check it is demand or not. It is not a demand. This is not a demand. But it can be. This is like an imbalance. So just mark it, okay. We having the supply down there. Either take this one or whatever you want. So this is the low of R, means this is the low. Where's the low? No. And this was a high. Means this was swept, but just consider it as high. So these are all our internal break of structures. This is internal. This is internal. If it is, this is internal, or like this was internal.
But brother, how do we know that this is an internal valid breakup structure or it is invalid?
So like here was the demand. Okay, delete it, delete it. So we are having a demand right down there. So if
Yeah.
this demand will broke, this would be a external break of structure. Means this was a strong demand. There's the path. Yeah, like here. If this broke like this is external break of structure. Let me show you in the chart. Oh, sorry, in the diagram. Uh, let's say this was our demand. Just draw it like this. Hmm. Hmm. Demand tapped and went up. Yeah, something like this. This was our demand. We see a break of structure here. Means this was internal or external, doesn't matter because it swept this liquidity. This is considered as a break of structure. So we are having a demand zone right here, a supply zone right here. Means something like a supply zone here. This is break of structure. This is break of structure. This is break of structure. These all are external break of structures because we don't have any proper high. Means any proper high from where the price is reverse. So this is the high and this is our low. This is no, this is internal break of structure. This is internal break of structure. Means in bigger time frame it is internal, but in lower time frame it is external break of structure. Like we are talking about the 4-hour time frame. This is also break of structure. This is also. So for the bigger time frame, it respected this demand and went up. It respected this supply and went down. So if this low is break, this is called an external break of structure. Means whenever a demand or supply is broke or means uh, something like that, it is an external break of structure. Means if like this supply was mitigated, oh sorry, broke, this was an external break of structure. It's now making
Understood,
a
bro. Got it.
what? What is
Hey brother, I
yeah,
have a question.
yeah,
Go to chart. Air price swap liquidity.
okay,
No, previous.
here,
Yeah. Air price
okay,
swap liquidity and create a demand zone.
But here
Yes.
above, it breaks the structure upside, and it also contains demand. So why we could not trade on these upside three break of structures and should trade in extreme demand zone?
Means one,
Why,
two,
brother?
three, like this.
Yeah, yeah. And these
Okay.
all break of structures have demand zone also.
Yeah. So this is like if we talk like this is the 4 hour time frame. Okay. This is the 4 hour time frame. And if we talk about this in 1 hour time frame, it will look something like this. Means different patterns. So something like we are having a like here was an imbalance, means here was the second imbalance, and this type of like here was demand tapped. Like this was for the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame. So now you know how to take entries. Like here was the first break of structure, here was the second, here was the third, and after this there were three breakout structures, and after this price went down like something like this. Do you know how to define zones here? This was the 4 hour and this was the 1 hour for this. You can take trades in by finding the means this was the POI. Either you can say that imbalance or demand zone. Okay, this was the demand zone, this was two demand zone. Is your doubt clear now? Is why we are not taking on the 1 hour time frame?
Yes, brother.
Okay. So if you go to 15 minutes for this chart, it will look something like this. Means too much liquidity. That's the 15 minute. Here we see a breakout structure. Sorry, the lines are not proper. Okay, and here was the demand. Like then we see a breakout structure. Like it swept all the liquidity. Like here, breakout structure, and then went up again. Then came back to here. We had a imbalance here, or you can say demand zone, plus liquidity was pending here. This was liquidity, and then we see a break of structure to downside, plus our demand was tapped. This was for the 15 minute. Now you know why we take entries on the 4 hour time frame.
Brother, as you explain on 1 hour time frame, should we need confirmation or we should enter direct on these trades on 1 hour time frame?
Okay, so if you get some confirmations in 15 minutes, that's good, but most of the times price goes up without giving confirmations on the 1 hour time frame. Most of the times, not every time. but most of the times. But you guys are think so not trained yet how to means find or refine proper zone. If you get some confirmations on 1 hour time frame, 1 hour zone with 5 minute or 15 minute, 5 minute is like I don't prefer it, but you can go with it if you get some confirmations in 5 minutes. Let's try to find some. Okay, let's try to find some. Go to the mm, let me give you one more example. Okay, uh, you know what, we will be talking about gold after this. Mm, let's go from here. Same, we see a breakout structure. Okay, wait for 50% retracement. 50% retracement is done. Admit. Sir, I ask questions related BTC on first, please. Explain that. Also refine zones. Mark after liquidity sweep. I mean strong zone. Okay, we will see. Hey, he says got it. Explain, boss. Open BTC chart. Wait to. Just wait. We will look to BTC chart after this. Okay. So we see a 50% retracement. Deleted it, and here was sell side liquidity. Like either you can say it like this, either you can say it like this. Means this type of means this was the breakout structure. Okay, and this can be a good demand. Like whatever you want to like, just do it. And price went up, gave a breakout structure to upside. We have some liquidity there. Either that can be a liquidity or that can be a breakout structure too. I think so. Let's go to load. So that's a breakout structure or either liquidity. Okay. We see some liquidity down there. I will drop new link after this in the Discord. So we can see like a liquidity pool here. Here what happened in the liquidity pool was this was the low of liquidity pool. This was the high of liquidity pool. It swept from the below and then went up. Means both sides are swept off the liquidity pool. So first we see a liquidity sweep of this. This was liquidity sweep. Where's the liquidity sweep? Let's go. So after liquidity sweep, you can get some confirmation. Okay, means you can look for some buys. if you get some confirmation. So I took one trade from here. So after liquidity sweep, we see a break of structure to upside, we see a break of structure to downside. Because these two were the double bottom liquidity and these were vanished. Let's say we have a demand right here. It was tapped and but we have no confirmations yet. So we have a little break of structure and we see liquidity down there too. Liquidity, liquidity. So in this chart it is mitigated, but in other charts it's not mitigated. So when I took that trade, it was not mitigated here. Let's go to some another XNS chart. Euro what? XNS, and here was the liquidity sweep and something like this. So after liquidity sweep, it respected this demand. This was liquidity down there. This was a small liquidity. So here was our another demand. Okay. I took this trade because it is giving break of structures to upside many times. Means break of structures in lower time frame 3-4 times, a break of structure, another break of structure. So this was liquidity, or either you can say that means this was fake out. Some of you guys said IDM, either IDM or means fake out. We will place our entry right at this zone and will target this supply, means this supply. From here, it was something like this. Either 50% retracement from there, and we see a good supply there. We'll target it till here. It is a 1:12, like this. This is how you will refine zones. So if you want to take another entry, there is something like delete it, delete it, delete it, delete it. So after this demand was tapped, means this demand was tapped, we have BTC. Just wait bro, wait. We have another demand right there. We see a break of structure to upside with a huge momentum.
But why
Another
you
big
mark big candle, not small one?
This one.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was black candle. So what happened was this zone was worked in 30 minutes. This zone, what happened? Oh yeah, yeah. This zone was means worked in 30 minutes with can box. Means that's why I say check different time frames to find perfect zone. I know that you, most of you like me also have put at my entry right there at this zone. I have missed this entry, but I just want to tell you that how you can means refine zones.
Because I also missed the entry. That's why I'm asking you.
Okay, okay, I know, you got me. Uh, I also have placed this because as I took the entry from here, so I thought I don't need an second entry. But if I means want to take second entry, then I will place my order right at this and have means lose the entry. Means losing entries are better than losing trades. So I just told you how to refine zones, okay? Means you can refine zones like this and this. Means you see a break of structure and then you will wait for another means either wait for a demand zone and either wait for imbalance. So what happened next was we see a break of structure again. Okay, so this was external, this was the high, this was the high, and this was the low. Seven minutes left. I will drop another link. This was the low, and we had a supply down there. So we see an internal break of structure there. Okay, and we have a supply down there. I have marked this supply, not this whole zone, but I think so this supply was good. It should have been. Okay, so this was like a fake out because our supply zone was here, something like that. The means demand zone was here. This was means what happened was like people entered from here and their stop loss would be here, and targeting this high means targeting this high. So when replay and this supply was tapped and it started to going up, they have set it to the break even, and they see another means break of structure to downside and their stop loss is means hit. So I wanna say that don't means put your uh, entry to break even. Just let the stop loss stay there wherever it is and book partials. Like if you see like a break of structure here, just book your partials means either 30% or means whatever that you can stay on break even if you got your stop loss from here. Just book 0. Means 30% or 20% of your trade. You got my point? Anyone?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't set your stop loss to break even. I never set my stop loss to break even, but just book partials sometimes. Let's look for another entry from there. Okay, this high was broken and we see a break of structure from there. Okay, now let's mark another demand. So we see a demand right there and we see a demand right there. Let's see what happens if it taps or not. So it taps and went up. This was liquidity pool. This was our demand. So how you will define zones? You will practice this by back testing. Means you see two zones, and most of the times what happens is if market is bullish, something like, oh sorry, so we have two zones. Okay, one is the POI. This is about the 15 minutes. One is the means our demand zone. Most of the times what happens is if market is bullish, means in a strong momentum to the upside, then it just went up from the recent demand, means recent imbalance or recent imbalance or recent demand. So you will either you will place your entry from here or you will place your entry from there, but most of the times it goes up from the imbalance or by doing 50%. So it went up. Now it tapped our supply, means we had a supply in, okay, this was the supply, either this was the liquidity too. This was liquidity too. If you check this in 1 hour time frame, this was liquidity or either a liquidity pool too, means this was liquidity pool too. So now what you will, we had a supply down there like this or whatever you want it, like this or whatever. Now let's just one minute. Let's go to 15 minutes, and now you have one demand right there, one demand right there. Delete it, delete it, delete it, and delete it. Now you see again a break of structure. Okay, we see 1 and 2 zones.